Hello. Today I'm going to demonstrate some search capabilities within the DocuWare application. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to browse to my DocuWare instance using my browser and log in. Once I log into the site, I will be presented with the main screen. On the left-hand side here, you have your document trays and search icons. If I switch to my document tray, you can see just like a tray on your desk, you have documents that need to have work performed. But for this demo, I'm going to focus on the search capabilities. And the two tabs that we can use mostly in the search are my search tab and my list tab. Now the way to think of lists is really predefined search criteria. As an example, if you are searching on the same report or the same set of values on a regular basis, then you can save that search and therefore be able to generate that search very quickly without having to key in the key information each time to search upon. So for the purposes of the demo, I'm going to just start out and I'm going to search based on a document type. So if I select my drop-down list, I have my document types, and I'm going to say search on election records. When I click on the search button, you'll notice that a listing of the documents come up. Once the listing is populated, you'll notice I have 836 records that were returned based on the term election records. Now, my view is one where I'm viewing the content of the documents. Let's say I want to look at it from a table view. I can click here and see, here's my documents. I've got my type. The document type is election records, and I have various index values that I can search upon. Scroll all the way over and you can see exactly which records you need to be able to search on. Now 836 documents, that's hardly an efficient search. We want to basically narrow the selection down. So I can click on my search term and say, you know what, I want to search based on the type of election. So I'm going to search my document type election records, and I'm going to say I only want state general election documents. So I've got election records here in my document type, and the type of election selected is state general. Once I click the search button, you'll notice that now I went from 836 documents down to 26. To view any one of these documents, I can click on the document, and you'll notice on the right-hand side, the document is displayed. Now I can change the display to say, show me the whole document, or just show me the width. If I wanted to, I could rotate the document in one direction or the other. I even have the ability to annotate the document. If I want to put notes upon it, or if I want to highlight or redact something, I can do so. The important thing to remember is that no matter what I do from an annotation perspective, I am not altering the original document. I also have the ability to page down through a document. So as you can see, this is document page 1 of 12. If I want to go to the next page, I just hit that button right there, and now I go to the next page. If I want to jump to a page, I can say jump to page 7 and hit enter. And here I am on page 7. Now, let's say I wanted to go to the next document in the list. Rather than having to click it, I can come over here and then just click on the next document icon. As you can see, the next document comes up, and I'm able to do the very same things that I was doing in the first. Now, in addition, I can print, email, I can do anything basically that my PC can do with the document. This document has 3 pages in it. Again, I can page down through it. And I can highlight or do any one of those functions that we showed. So if I wanted to actually save this criteria and say, you know what, I look for the state general elections all the time, I can come up here and click on this button, and I can save this as a search list. Once I do that, I can say state general election documents. And now when I click the save button, up here in my list, you'll see I have 26 documents, and I can click on it and automatically execute that search. Now, let's go back to the search tab. If I wanted to, I could narrow it down even more if I knew the information that I was looking for. Okay? But in this particular instance, I don't. So if I wanted to, I can key in any other value and basically hit the search button and maybe bring that list down from 26 documents down to 2 or 3, depending upon what I have in my system. I can even do a date range search. So show me the election records between June 1st, 2015 and December 31st, 2015. So any combination of these are able to be used to search. Okay. Now, let's say we're looking for a document and we don't have the index criteria. We don't know, the type of document. We may not know the committee or the type of election that it was used on, but we want to see all the documents that are relative to a specific piece of information. So let's say I want to search on documents with the name Sullivan in it. Well, I can type in under full text the term Sullivan, and what that's going to do is that's going to search for the word Sullivan inside the document here. So as you can see, as I'm scrolling over, the words are being highlighted. That's because these files were done with OCR and allow us to search the content. So at this point, I'm going to execute the search. And as you'll see, I have 200 plus documents that have the term Sullivan in it. Now, in this particular instance, it may be helpful to use the text view. And that gives us the ability to look at the context in which it finds the term Sullivan without actually opening the document. So as you can see here, I can read a little bit about it and say, oh, you know what? That's the document I want. And when I click on it and it opens it, it highlights where the term was found. Now, Sullivan gave me 929 instances. I want to really narrow that down. Maybe there's a particular Sullivan that I want to search upon. So now I'm going to go back and I'm going to change my search. And I'm going to say, let's look on the term David Sullivan. Okay. Now, important to note, when I use quotation marks, that is basically saying search on the exact term David Sullivan. Whereas if I didn't have quotation marks like I have here and I remove them, then it's going to search on either David or Sullivan. So any instance where though either David or Sullivan is present, it's going to bring that document up. For purposes of the demo, I'm going to put quotations on it. So now when I click search, you'll see my list will be populated. And now it'll be populated with documents where only David Sullivan was found. And as you notice, it's 548 documents. But if I come in here and I click on one, you'll notice in the very first line there it is. Let's see if we can find one where it might be down on a lower page. Well, let's look again. Okay. So as you can see, David Sullivan's pretty prevalent. But at the end of the day, you're able to find the document, and this here allows you to read a little bit of the document before you actually open it up to give you a better sense of what you might be looking for. So that's basically how you'd be able to search documents in a multitude of different ways. Thank you very much.